Okay, let us start the class. Within the class today, we will try to understand multithreading in Python. Multithreading in Python. What is multithreading? Multithreading means execute multiple threads at a time. Execute multiple threads at a time. At a time means simultaneously a word will be used. That is the meaning of at a time. Okay, so execute multiple threads at a time. What is thread? Thread means a small string. Okay, a small piece of code. Thread means a light sub-process. Under this, a piece of code will be executed. Under this, a piece of code will be executed. Piece of code means maybe 5 lines, 10 lines. Okay. This is a sub-process of a process. Okay, of a process. Process may have 100 lines of code, 1000 lines of code maybe. So that 1000 lines of code will be divided into sub-process. Okay, means 10 lines of code, 15 lines of code. Let us see how to create a thread in Python. First of all, suppose a statement, print statement is here. See, this is the statement, print statement. So now if I compile this, so you will get this welcome statement. So who will execute this? This will be execute this line of code, only single line of code. This line of code will be executed by main thread. Okay. So, but now here I want to write many classes, 2 classes, and each one class will be executed by one thread. So first of all, I want to show some screenshot. I want to go for task manager. Here, task manager. Here I want to click here performance tab. See here, try to understand threads. So how many processes are here? 222 processes are here. 222 processes. So for the 222 processes, 2904 threads are running. I told you that process is once process executed, within that so many lines of code will be executed. Under that process, many threads may be there. A thread may be 10 lines of code, 15 lines of code, like that. Okay. So see here. First of all, I want to create a method. That method is part of method show. Okay. This show method, it is object method, so self parameter must be here. After this, terminate semicolon. Now this print function is part of this function, def function. Now this function, I want to make this function under the class. Now it becomes a method. Class, any class name like rom is a class name. Okay. Now under this rom class name, this function part of this rom class. So you need to keep somewhat margin. Okay, otherwise it will give error. Now this function, now it is a method, it is part of a class ROM. This print function, it is under, we need to give margin. Okay, now this print function, it is under this show method. Now it is method. Okay, now how can I access this one? How can I access this method? By class name. Our class name is ROM, so I can access this method ROM dot show. Every method or function suffixed with brackets, that is very important. Now expected result welcome. Okay, let us run this one. ROM dot show missing one required positional argument self. Class def show self. Okay, ROM dot show missing one required positional argument self. Okay, this is okay. Now see, if I want to call this method as, okay, by creating an object, suppose create an object is obj. I told you that you can keep any name. Object is equal to ROM bracket. Okay, now you can call this with the object name obj dot show. Okay, now run this code. Welcome, this is executed. So this total line of code executed by main thread. Okay, now if I want to get this welcome 5 times, I want to use a loop here, for loop for I. This is the syntax, in, okay, range bracket 5 times. Okay, you need to close colon. Okay, now this print statement part of this for loop. Okay, now let us see what happened. 5 times welcome printed. Now the total code executed by main thread. Now copy this total code and paste here. Okay, create one more class. Okay, ROM Shyam. Okay, under this, not welcome, welcome to India. This is what. Now try. See here, you remove this code here. Create the object for ROM. Next, create same object for Shyam also. Object 1 is equal to for Shyam. Okay. Now you call this method update.show. Now you call this update. You change this method as somewhat display. Okay, display. Next, you call display method with the object 1 dot display. Let us run this code. Now what happened? Welcome 5 times, welcome to India 5 times. But what do you mean by multi-threading? Multi-threading means what happens in computer, this code will be executed, means this code will be executed by one thread, one core of processor, microprocessor, octa-core microprocessor. Octa-core means 8 cores, quad-core means it has 4 cores. For this line of code,